There's a quote by Henry Thoreau, the famed poet, philosopher, abolitionist, naturalist, tax resister, development critic, surveyor, and historian. He said all endeavors calls for the ability to tramp the last mile, shape the last plan, endure the last hours of turmoil. The fight to the finish spirit is the one characteristic we must possess if we are to face the future as finishers. In order to be a champion or finisher in life, you must do something that others aren't willing to do consistently, and have or develop a sense of excellence in the things you do. Many people have the misconception that you need to do something really big in order to become great. But on the contrary, you only need to do something small, simplistic, consistently, every single day. And in doing so, you will become great. Whenever people are able to count on you, you will become great in their eyes. The only reason why people go to fast food restaurants is the promise to receive their food fast. And if the particular restaurant they went to doesn't deliver the service they promised consistently, they would become irritated and begin searching for another establishment that's more dependable and consistent. There are some grocery stores that I enjoy going to because of their appropriate prices, and they are always consistent. But there is one grocery store that I patronize only because I can count on them to get me in and out of the cash register line quicker than any other store. Now, that grocery store doesn't have the lowest prices. In fact, it has the highest prices in relation to the other stores that I patronize. But it never boasts of having the lowest prices. Now let's think critically for a moment together. The one store offers one thing which is most appealing to its customers, and that's simply having the lowest prices possible, while the other store offers one dominant thing of focusing on phenomenal customer service, and they deliver consistently. Both of these stores have become giants in their own rights by simply focusing on one thing and delivering it consistently to their customers. There's a quote by Bruce Lee, and he said, "I don't fear a man that does 10,000 things once, but I fear a man that does one thing 10,000 times." Doing one thing consistently matters. Now consider this. Did these two stores do something big? Allow me to help you answer that question. No. They did something small consistently that serves a need. The habits that you are practicing daily with your life currently is what you have been projecting and experiencing in your life. If you are honest with yourself, you can say that most things you've started, you haven't finished it. You haven't seen it through. There are some things that you began and you felt a certain way and you just gave up. Whenever difficulty arises, that has been the signal to discontinue your quest. If this is you, don't worry. You can change this negative habit if you so choose to by disciplining yourself from within. And we certainly know that everything begins on the inside of you. Absolutely everything. If you perfect your thought life, you will perfect everything about you. So begin asking yourself the question or series of questions. Only you know what your true desires are. What's the one thing that you can commit to doing consistently that will cause you to become great in this life? For some, it could be meditating every day, taking time out to visualize your dreams and goals every day while in a relaxed state, utilizing mindfulness techniques every day, or thought-stopping techniques, etc. Now, these things are clearly related to the individual and not business per se. These tools can be definitely utilized in your business endeavors as well. But if you attempt to build a business using these principles, before you develop these principles on an individual level, your business will crumble when times get rough because you have not developed the inner personal strength that you need in order to survive the difficult times. You will simply revert back to what you know, and that's inconsistency. This would be equivalent to a man setting out to build a house by first trying to erect the walls of the home before he even laid a solid foundation. And we know that house will certainly fall. Always remember that everything begins on the inside of you. Develop that persuasion. So build the best you from within. And always make it non-negotiable that whatever you start, you finish. There's a quote by Thomas Monson, And he said, stick to a task until it sticks to you. For beginners are many, but finishers are few. You will meet some resistance anytime you begin doing something new, especially within yourself when it comes to the reconditioning of your mind. Again, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Condition your subconscious mind to be a finisher in regards to whatever quest or goal you set out on. There's a quote by Usain Bolt, the sprinter who's a multiple Olympian or Olympic gold medal winner and proclaimed fastest man on earth. He said, there are better starters than me, but I'm a strong finisher. You have to also know your limitations as well. Now that you've conditioned your subconscious mind to fulfill your dreams and goals, and you've developed the discipline within yourself. So, what's the one thing in your business adventure that you will choose to focus on and perfect? Whatever you choose to perfect, do it with all your might and constantly look for ways to improve upon it. Several years ago, a championship-winning ping pong coach was asked how he goes about coaching his players so well, and how does he account for their weakness. He answered, I don't focus on their weakness. I simply focus on their strength and help them raise it to its highest level of excellence. There's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., very familiar quote by many. And he said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Whatever it takes to become a finisher, you should do it. And don't come up with excuses for yourself. And you will certainly achieve the results that you're seeking. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful with yourself. Start wherever you are and know that you can build yourself into whatever you desire by getting the picture before you in your mind and your imagination, and work with that picture, living into the picture. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was asked how he became a success moving to the United States and not knowing how to speak the language well at the beginning. And he said he got a picture and he lived into the picture of his dreams and goals. You can do the same thing. Be a finisher of whatever you start.